Hi, my name is Teresa Kaiser. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up your Kalatu blog. And I know a lot of these buttons may look rather confusing, but we're going to go through them one by one. This video, I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. Everybody has their different teaching style. And so if you have some questions, stop the video, go back and watch it again. It is a lot to cover, but please do not let it overwhelm you. So when you get access to your Kalatu blog from the Empowered Network platform, which if you don't have Empowered Network or you don't have the Kalatu blogging platform, let me tell you what, it's been outranking a lot of different, just all over, you know, in Google and whatnot, because not only do you have just this blogging platform, but it's all the marketing training behind it in the Empower Network back office. It's just amazing. So let's cover this today, and we'll get you started. So when you log in, you'll see your dashboard. Now understand, I'm a beta tester, so whenever you are watching this at this time, this probably won't always be here, or maybe it might be. I don't know, okay? It has not yet been released to the public. I understand that it is being released to the public on January 5th, which is in about 3 days. So my date is down here. Today is January 2nd, 2015. So Happy New Year. Let's make this a great year and get your Kalatu set up. And let's get started. So your tabs over here, you'll see everything. So the very first thing I want you to do before you get started in anything else, even choosing a theme, okay? I want you to hook up your social media card. So you're going to hit this little tab right here. And you're going to hook up your social media card. All right, so you're going to connect your Facebook, connect your Twitter, connect your LinkedIn, connect your YouTube. Now, if you don't have these accounts, for goodness sakes, don't hook them up. You don't want people to go in and see your tweets or your YouTube videos that do not exist. Let me show you a quick example of when you connect this, what it is that people actually see, and you can decide if you want to hook these up. All right, it is not a requirement to hook them up, but it is a good idea. So let's take a peek at that right now. So when someone is looking at your Kalatu blog and you have these hooked up, see, I don't have LinkedIn, I don't have Twitter, because it's not a place that I hang out at all the time, okay? But I have these two things connected. When this happens and someone visits your blog and they hit Facebook, okay, understand that it goes to your personal profile. I know that they're working on it right now where it may in the future be able to go to your fan page, but right now it's not able to go to your fan page, okay? So today is January 2nd, 2015. If you're watching this at a later time, they may have fixed that by now. So don't know. I'm in beta mode, which means it's not even released yet. So I click on Facebook, and this is what they see. Now, if you watch the previous blog post that I did in yesterday's post, right before this, you're actually going to see, and if you are watching this from YouTube, go check out my blog and you'll see the post too, or just the video that was posted yesterday. In your About section, so when you are on Facebook, please don't leave this blank. If you're going to hook up your Facebook, show people this stuff, okay? Show them that your Facebook is here, your fan page and so forth. Your YouTube, understand that this section will not pull every single one of your videos. It just picks them at random, like the recent ones. Like this is the video that I did yesterday, okay? And this is another one that I did previous, the week before. So it is, it is random, and it pulls quite a few of them. So the page is very slow loading. But I just wanted to get you an idea. So if you had LinkedIn on here, it shows up like a little resume. If you have Twitter on there, it shows up all your recent tweets and like how many followers you have and so forth. Okay, let's go back to the blog. Now you know what these buttons are for, and you can decide if you want to hook those up or not. You don't have to have this. There is a place to disable it. So when I refer to your social media card, that's what this item is. All right, let's go back and take a peek and get started on setting up the rest. Now, for the sake of keeping this short and sweet, I do want you to understand that when you first come in, you're going to see the settings that I'm going to show you now. They're called the global settings. So it'll ask you, what is your blog about? What do you want to call it? All this kind of stuff. So, but you can be changed. Most of it can be changed right here. Okay, so for me, this is what I named it and so forth. I want to be also emailed when someone sends me a comment. And for the purposes of spam, I personally have chosen to have my comments manually approved here in this section. Okay, so I want to be emailed when someone posts a comment. I want to be emailed when a comment is held for moderation. I want a comment to be manually approved, and I'll show you how to do that later in here. Make sure you set your time zone. And here is where you put your information. So whatever email address you put in here is definitely where you want to be having your notifications come to. Okay. Front page settings. Let's say you make a page or something. You can actually have that show up as the first page when they come to your .com or your blog instead of right now it's set to your latest post, but you can have your post page be one, front page be another. Don't worry about that right now. If you're just getting started and you're blogging, for goodness sakes, just leave it at your last most recent posts. All right, so in here, when you're all done, you get this all set up, you type in whatever you want, your site description, because that is actually what people see. So the search engines see this. Okay, so when you're all done, hit save. Save is your friend. All right. So now we're going to go to SEO settings. What in the world is SEO and what's it stand for? SEO stands for search engine optimization. So in this setting here, your share image. Okay, so a lot of you right now are sharing your posts, and what comes up? The big old Kalatu logo. Okay, this is where you can change that. A little tip for you is if you're going to share an image on Facebook, don't make it any more than 400 wide. So my images are 400 by 215. That way, when it shows up in Facebook, it's not like running off the side of the page to share this image. Now, what is this image for? Later on, you'll see me mention in some of the other trainings on how to create a blog post using a featured image. In the event that you do not use a featured image, what actually happens is this image shows up by default. So it will show when you share it on Facebook, this image and the title of your post with the little description. Those of you who haven't set this up yet, it shows Kalatu. So that covers this section here. Let's go now and actually dig into your theme settings. Okay, so very first thing is you go to themes, and I realized I have not touched this. You can mess with this later. Okay, don't worry, I didn't skip it, but go to your themes. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can pick the theme that you want, and then so you would hover over it and pick it and activate it. I chose theme 4 because it's nice and clean. I haven't gotten a lot of problems with it. It depends on what you're doing. I mean, this one here is very similar to what you were used to if you were already in Empower, except that it lets you, put things on the sidebar. This one is, for more like property management, or, if you have some, it'll feature images on the front, if you can see there. And then, of course, this one allows you to have a video playing in the top. This is the one that, one of them that they were showing in the Kalatu overview video. And then, of course, there is another theme, and I have not had the opportunity to do that because I just picked this one, set it up, and got going with it. It's very clean and simple. I mean, it's just a blog. For me, I'm teaching training. I don't need all that information. I don't need anything fancy. But you can customize it here if you want to from this menu, or you can go to your theme settings. So you just pick the menu, pick the one you want, activate it, and then go into your theme settings. And this is where where you can set it up. Now, don't let this overwhelm you. Very, very simple. Everything is general. Okay, so all these tabs, it will just drop down. So general. This is where you can choose your header font color, which is this. Okay. Your logo type is text, which is up here. If you want an image, you can certainly choose an image. So you just choose image from the drop down. And then from there, it has to be 40 by 170. Okay, so for the max width. So 40 is this way and 170 is this way. If you don't know anything about pixels or anything like that, you can certainly make something in PicMonkey or something like that, a free photo editor. Okay. Your navigation background color is here. You can change that if you want to. I just left mine white. Keeping it simple. Background image, it means the background that goes behind all of your, outside of your blog posts. My personal opinion from being a web designer is, depending on the size of your image, number one, some people are irritated by it. I visited a blog the other day that had this image that was just moving, and it really pulled the attention away from the actual post. So, you know what? It's a blog. It's telling your story. If you want to make it look nice, that's fine, but it's actually about the content, okay? And your post background color, I want you to think about how many people are colorblind or may struggle with seeing anything but black and white print, okay? So my suggestion and a design tip is leave it white, plain and simple, okay? Your link hover color, so when you hover over a link, it turns purple. When you, when something is a link, so you can change it to any color that you want. So that's basically that general settings there. Fonts, okay? I have just some general stuff here chosen. You can change these if you want. You can leave the default ones. Keep in mind, the fancier you choose, the harder it may be to read, and it's just kind of a turn off in my personal opinion. If I see a blog post that has, a bunch of cursive writing all over it, I don't care. I'm there to read the content and not how fancy it looks, okay? So your latest posts, you can choose the number of posts. Keep in mind, I would say, keep it to, 3, 6, or 9. If you say all, I tell you what, once you start blogging on this thing and get it going and going and going, you're going to be able to, scroll forever and ever and ever, ever. So you don't really want to do that. Just leave it, at maybe 6 or 9. That's just my personal recommendation. Do what you like, but this way it kind of makes them dig in the blog and they can see more. So if they want to see more of my posts, they can actually hit this over here. All right. Next section is widgets. What are widgets? Well, widgets is whatever shows up in your sidebar. Okay. So there's a sidebar here, and then when we click on post and we go in here, the nice thing about this is, you can set all this up. Now, each time that you make a change in a section, by the way, make sure you hit save and publish, and then go make the next change, all right? That way you don't forget. So what appears in your sidebar? So that's what's over here, okay? So, these are our widgets that you are controlling. This is your widget section. So you'll see I have one that says text, and what I did, there's another tutorial in my blog. You can go find it. It's, how to add a Facebook fan page like box to your blog. And that's a text. So anytime that you're able to paste code into your blog, that actually goes right in there. See that? So it tells you from the application you're using to paste it in there. Okay, this one seemed to work pretty good. In order to add this box, just so you know, you do need to have a Facebook developers account. It's developers.facebook.com, and create an account. They currently don't charge for this. They just want to know who you are and why you want an account and what you're going to do with it. So pretty simple. Recent posts, I chose to have my YouTube channel on here, another text widget for some HTML that I had on there, and a custom image. And then, of course, all the recent comments and so forth. If I want to add a widget, look at all the widgets that are available. You can add, number of spam comments. Personally, I've been blogging for a while. I don't generally do all this, but archives. So monthly archives of all your site's posts, a calendar. You can list your categories. You can put a custom image. You can list your pages on your blog. So pages are things that are constant, so they're there all the time. The only time the content of the page changes is if you go in and edit it. It's like a web page. So it's a hard rock page. It doesn't, you can allow comments on it, things like that. Okay. Recent comments, recent posts. RSS. What is RSS? RSS is real simple syndication, or any feed. So for example, if you have another blog that you want to display the feed from, you can actually do this here. So let's give you an example. I have another blog. Okay, so I'm just going to add this one here. So I just click on it and it's over there. Okay, enter the feed URL here. So for example, I own HTTP. Oh yeah, don't use capitals. That's not good. Okay, so, and then I can give the feed a title and how many items I want to display. All right. So your feed, so then your feed actually shows up. It says unknown feed. But see this? This is my other WordPress blog, which, you know, I haven't done anything with because I absolutely love Kalatu. But usually, if you have another WordPress blog, you can display all these too. So, hey, you know, why not backlink to something else? And, you know, you can display the item content, how many do you want to display, the item author if available, the date. I just leave them like this. I mean, if you want to get traffic to another blog, this would be the great way. See how it shows connect? But this is not going to stay until you hit save and publish. All right. So I'm just going to all right. And give it a minute. When you click away from it, it'll circulate down here, and this will go away instead of saying unknown feed. Teresa Kaiser personal blog. So you're pulling a feed from another blog with some, you know, of the little excerpt of the post. All right. So then you just hit save and publish. All right. And that would be there. If you decide, well, I don't like the way it's pulling it, you know, you can uncheck this, or if you don't want it at all, just delete it. Okay. And then remember, once you delete something, give it a second. It'll take a second to refresh, and now it's gone. And then hit save and publish. Very, very simple. Your YouTube channel, if you want that over there and you choose to do that, you want to put in your YouTube username. Okay. So I'm going to say, check out my YouTube channel. And the nice thing about the Kalatu is it just saves it. So as you enter stuff, it just saves some of this here, like this content. Okay. Now when we go back up here, I say, check out my YouTube channel. You know, subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm probably going to ask them because I want a call to action in here. So let's say, subscribe to me, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, and then I just hit close and give Kalatu just a minute to think about this. We watch this in real time. There we go. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then I just hit save and publish. So you can use absolutely any of these. This is the widget section in your setup. I'm using theme 4, and this is what this looks like. So it's all saved now. See, this button is not lit up now, so we can go back right here. Now the next thing is opt-in simple. So if you have get response or anything else and you want people to be able to opt in using the form, you would actually do that right in this section. Okay, so I type this out, I type this out. You can put anything you want. Opt-in simple, you can either turn it on or turn it off. Okay, so if I turn it off, and this is on the whole blog. See, now they can't opt into my page. If I turn it back on, then I would actually do that. All right. So at the end of this blog post, if you're interested in how to hook this up, we'll show that on another training because I don't want to overwhelm you too much. So you know, you can choose different styles. choose your get response. You'll need a get response campaign name. You'll need to title it, see how it says free tips, and your description. What are they putting their name and email in for? All right. And then you're going to have to decide where it's going to go. So if you have Empower Network, where is it going to go? All right. Do you want them to go in and subscribe to that list? Do you want them just, if you're on iPads, do you want them to subscribe to that list? Whatever it is, decide and keep your blog consistent. You know, you don't want them going into here and hearing about iPads if all the rest of your blog shows the Empower Network logo. So just keep that in mind, okay? Your social pop settings. All right. You want them above the post or both. Okay, above, below, or both. I actually had this set to both the other day, so this will be good. So your social pop is basically these little things here. Okay, you want them to share it on Facebook, Google, Pinterest, and Twitter. Okay, so if you uncheck this box, they won't be able to share it on Twitter. This little thing will actually go away, so it'll be just Facebook, Google, and Pinterest. I don't know why you wouldn't want it shared on there, but hey, you know, I don't know. I'm going to check it and then hit save and publish. You can put the text to anything you want. I have, you know, share this post and help spread the knowledge. Usually it says help spread the love, so you can change it. Now, your author box settings. I get a lot of questions about this. Basically, your author box settings is you can choose two authors. So let's say you're a husband and wife team, you know, brother and sister, something like that. You can edit the author. Okay, so here's me. But let's say I wanted to add another author. You can have two authors. So you can say author 1 and author 2. So author 2, you could actually put their name in here, pick their image. So as if they're writing a post, in the drop down, they'll say, you know, which author is writing this post. Okay. But I'm going to just leave this alone because I don't have a second author. So everything you see on my blog at this point in time is written and created by me, right down to most of the images. Okay. In this author box, you can choose your profile image. Okay. This is the thing that goes in your little box right down here. Okay. So pick something where you know it's going to kind of center it, and you'll grab it from your media library. Okay, so if I wanted to change this image and I had something else, we could go media library, or you can upload a new one from your computer, either or. All right, so you just find it, upload it, entirely up to you. All right. If you connected your Facebook profile in the beginning like I instructed you to, there should be a number here. If there's not, stop this video, go back and hook up that Facebook profile like I showed you so this number shows up here. Same thing with your YouTube channel, you know. You want your YouTube because it takes, as you watch the little browser in the bottom, as I hover over this, your YouTube, your LinkedIn, your, you know, I want people to be able to find me there, okay. I didn't do it on my social media card, but I want them hooked up here. All right. So I put in my LinkedIn username here. Okay. If you don't have LinkedIn or you don't want it, don't put your LinkedIn username in here. Okay. Same thing with your Twitter. If you don't want these buttons down here for them to follow you on Twitter or whatever, then, you know, don't put anything in here. All right. This learn more goes right here. And then whatever you type, see this how it's typed? I picked these words. So the link name is what you type here. And here's your link URL. Now this goes to my iPad's link, okay? And then you can choose the font down here from the drop down. That is this section right here. And so you just hit save and publish before you leave this section. Okay. Pretty easy and simple. And that is your author box settings. Okay. Banner ad settings. That's the next thing. Okay. Select a banner to edit. Middle of post blog banner, or do you want to edit the right side blog banner? Now the right side blog banner is the one that's over here. Okay. By default, there's one from Empower. That's okay. You just want to tell it where it's supposed to go. All right. And make sure the one, so see like the middle of post, I don't have that enabled. I could if I want to. and then it will show the default. So if I click this and enable it, where in the world does that go? Well, let's see. That actually shows up in the middle of your post. And I particularly didn't like that a whole lot. Now, by default, there is an image actually loaded in here for you for the middle one. I've already went in and I've taken it out. I went in here and I just deleted it. Okay. And then there's a drop down and the right side. Okay. And I enabled that. So if you don't want one smack in the middle of your post, just take it out. To me, it's distracting. You know, too much ads is just too much for readers. That's my opinion. Okay. The right one, it comes with a default something loaded from the Empower default ones. There are others available. If you need access to those, ask someone that's Kalatu beta testing, and they'll be able to give that information to you. The next part is, where do you want that link to go? So you're going to paste that link in here. So if you're in iPads, for example, or wherever, if you're in iPads, put a tracking ID at the end of that. See where it says ID equals, and then you'll know where the traffic comes from in your blog. So if you're in iPads, that's just a quick tip there. It gives you the ability to be tracking. Okay, if you're not in iPads and you want to be in iPads, click the link here. Just keep in mind that if your sponsor is already in iPads, then you'll be under them. Okay, that's just the rules. That's how it works. Social card settings. Okay, basic, simple. What color do you want it? So now we're working with this social card, the one that I said is on your blog, that when you hit home, it's taking just a minute here, and it comes up. So we're talking about this here. Okay, so this is where you customize the section of this, what color you want it. I just left it at the default colors. I didn't mess with it or change it, but can if you want to. It's entirely up to you. So I just left it, the blue and the gray. Put my name there. You can put that over there. And like I said, this is where you can turn it on. You can show your Facebook. You can show your Twitter. You can show your LinkedIn, show your YouTube, where you can uncheck these two. All right. Because I don't want them, big on the side. But once again, the other place is down here that they are. So your social media profiles are in two places. So it shows, yes, I do have them, but I'm not on them all the time. And so I chose not to hook them up here. Okay. If you don't want the social media card on there at all you want to do is just uncheck this little box, and then it goes away. Plain and simple. So if I uncheck it, and we were to go to the home page. Okay, internet's being slow, but if you go to the home page, if we were to uncheck this box here, what happens is it makes this go away. This just doesn't show up here at all. All right, and of course you have to hit save and publish. All right, so I'm just going to enable it back again and hit save and publish. When it says save and publish, then you know that you have the ability to save and publish. When it just says saved, it's not a clickable button. Okay. Now we can just go back. We have everything set up there. Pretty simple and easy to do. That's where you set up your theme. Okay. There's pages and comments, your media, widgets. You can do something with the widgets here as well. And in another training, we'll cover the menus, how to set those up. Domain mapping is already on my channel, and so you can search my channel and find the new domain mapping instructions. I'm very thorough with many of my trainings. Same thing with the Google Analytics. So we'll get you all set up there. Let's just cover what these other things are, though. So if you were to go in and create a post, you would say post, add new. This is one way to do it. So check in the blogging training section on this blog, and you'll find how to create a post in Kalatu. The next thing is your categories. Okay, so you can actually set up your categories for your blog right in here. So, a category of this post is about gratitude. This post is about, you know, whatever. And just make categories. So for example, I have categories on my blog that I have, you know, summer stories, mindset, technical training. If you see a dash here, it means that it's actually like one is a parent and one is underneath. So what do I mean by that? Well, you see how this is kind of off? This is like a subcategory of this one. And I added these to the menu. So if we look over here and you see this where I made this, it says technical training and then it has a drop down. And I actually added categories and made them part of my menu. Okay. If you don't understand how to do that, I'm going to do a short, quick other training. This is just, you know, basic setup right now. Categories will, you know, add as you do the posts and so forth. Okay. Pages, these are actually static pages. They are always there. Right now I don't have any, but let's say you had something where you wanted to offer a download of a specific free book or something, you know. This is where you could do that. Here's all your comments. So if someone comments on your blog, because I told you to check those boxes if you choose to do so, you don't want to get spam comments on your blog. So this kind of lets you be under control of that. And so here's where all your comments are, you know, so there'll be, if there's any pending comments, they'll show up in here. Here's all the comments. So if they're pending, you would have to say, you know, approve. You can also reply. So, I mean, you can say, you know, reply. If it's not an approved comment and you hit reply, it'll say approve and reply. So you can do like two things at the same time. The neat thing is you can comment to people making comments on your blog. You know, thanks for visiting. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You know, absolutely anything like that. The next section is your media. And media is your library, so where all your pictures and graphics are stored. Okay, so every time you add new media, okay, you can add it from here. So if you know you're going to want to use a picture, you can, you know, upload it here from your computer. So you browse for it and upload it. And you can choose categories for your media. I don't know if you've ever built a blog before, but I tell you what, when you start getting in there, if you saw all of my media, you definitely want to sort it. And this is for your purposes, so that you're not pulling out your hair, digging through 5,000 images, trying to find that picture that you wanted to share from 6 months ago. All right, because as you add featured images and things like that in here, you're going to want stuff sorted. So I can say bulk select, which means select all of them. I can choose all the media categories, or I can say, you know what, I use these, you know, like these are Facebook trainings or how to or technical training. And then all the images that I put under the category of technical training, then I know, oh, hey, there's that image, you know. I do have the ability to make the images larger or smaller, and I will show you that when we create a post today. I'm going to let you actually watch me create this blog post, because this is the training video, and then I'll let you watch the blog post. So we'll do two videos, two blog posts, and get you started. All right. Linkify. Linkify is basically where you can add a link. So if you wanted to create a link on Facebook and know how many times it was clicked, this will tell you, you know, how many times that this has been clicked. All right, so it shortens it. So for example, like here, this is tknetmarketing.com/blogging for profit. All right, so just made this yesterday. It's already gotten 7 hits, or not yesterday, the 31st, excuse me, a couple days ago. And then unique is 4. So remember, hits might be just how many times somebody hit it. You know, it counts when you test it, counts every time you open this link in your browser. There's no way to go around that, okay? But it just makes it look a little bit neater. And it shows where your target URL is. So you name it this, and then it will forward to wherever you want. And then you can copy it to your clipboard and share it on social media. So this just gives you a place to track stuff. If you're not all into that and it doesn't matter to you at this point, or you don't know, you know, you haven't learned that part, cool, fine. This is where your menus are. Again, menus over here. So we'll just peek at that really quick. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but menus, okay? By default, see this, you can take categories and drag them over to the menu, all right? And as you, you pick one, like mindset, you can say add to menu, and it's going to make it a main category. But let's say it was something you wanted to categorize under, let's say mindset was technical training, or mindset, and then you would create another category called inspiration or something like that. But the neat thing is, see how this little plus sign is here? You can actually just drag this over. And so remember when I showed you over here where it says technical training? Now you have subcategories that just drop right down. Simple and easy. I understand this may be going rather fast for you. Please do take time to stop and pause the video. All right. When you're done, hit Save Menu. Okay. So this is your header menu. So in your drop down, you can choose your header menu, your footer menu, change anything that you want. So here's your footer menu. And then you hit select, okay? But right now, I really don't want this on here, so I'm going to take it off. I'm going to cancel it. I'm just going to hit Save Menu. Okay? Now, let's say we want to work with the footer menu. So we go here and select it. Okay? And same thing. So here's your RSS feed, privacy policy, terms of service. So right now they're set to default for Empower Network. But if you're using this not to sell Empower Network and you're blogging about your recipes, well, that's something different. Okay? There's going to be a lot of people who will use this just to blog because they enjoy blogging. It's something you want to do. Other people will use it to blog and work from home. So either or. Okay? Google Analytics is here, which means it'll count the number of clicks that come to your blog, tell you which articles are, converting the best, which means, how long are they reading it, what are they looking at, and here is your domain mapping, and you can watch the video in the blog post on my blog, and you'll be able to find that information there. So check out my other training videos on Kalatu. This is just basic setup. And I'll see you in the next video in Kalatu Anatomy and Review.